And here it is. Wow. Yes, that's the smell of home. Let's have a taste. Mm. Yeah. Here we're gonna make one of my all-time favorite. My mom made it all the time, and when was on table, it was like Sunday. It was like for you lot having lasagna cannelloni. It's risotto with tomato. I'm gonna show how it's made.
We're gonna start by adding the butter into the pan, a dash of olive oil to prevent the butter for burning, and when it's melted we add about half onions. Once golden-ish, blonde-ish, we do add the rice, and at this stage we're gonna make a process called toasting, which means giving a little bit of coating and brilliance to the rice. The toasting is successful when you can see through the rice. Now, for the tomato sauce, I had some leftover from the weekend. We made a pizza, and the tomato is raw and it's about 250-300 grams. But you can add a tomato tin, a raw tomato tin in it, about 200 grams, or you can have a tomato already cooked and flavored. Doesn't really matter because it will all carry on cooking. Okay. I love repurposing stuff. I'm really good at it, and I always try to come up with a combination. As my previous experience as a chef, I was working in Garde-Manger, where you do loads of recycling. That was before changing a career, but this is another story. Now let's go back and we add some stock. In this instance, I did not use a stock cube. I made the stock myself simply by using 2 pieces of celery, salt, 1 carrot, 1 onion chopped in and boiled. The quantity of stock that I made is about 500 milliliter to 600 milliliter, and for this portion of rice, which is about 220-230 grams, it will be enough for it. Now let's go back on the rice. We add the stock slowly, and if you feel confident enough to use a wooden spoon, you can use a wooden spoon, but you need to ride the wave. This will prevent the rice to break up and release all the starch. As you see, through this process is going to take about, depending the quality of the rice, between 10-12 minutes for a complex time of 15 minutes. Now depend again which type of rice you are using, but keep an eye on the instruction. It's all wrote at the back of the packet regardless. In this instance, for this rice I've used Carnaroli, which is rice of choice for me. If you can see now, the rice is start to swollen and it looks like it is ready, so continue gradually to add the stock and monitoring. I use a timer, so you should. Ready at the end, we turn we turn the fire off, and we add about another 20 grams of butter to do a process called mantecatura. I don't know in English how you pronounce it, how you call it, but I keep it in Italian because I'm Italian. Now we add a lovely spoon of Grana Padano, and in this is the most important part of making a risotto. It's called mantecatura, and you just have to mix everything together. Always gently with the spoon. Yes, it does look like I am doing forcefully, but actually I do ride the wave, and if you see, I'm just scraping, moving wavingly the surface. So I've done many of them risotto, and trust me, there's many people doing very different way. That works for me, it worked for the customer, and they used to love it. Side note, this was one of our favorite staff meal. I did it once at the restaurant, and the customer called us eating it, and he says, I want that for myself though. So I have to make one for him too. Now the rice is ready and it's time to dish it up. I use my below the middle spoon that some of you have complained. I use it into a non-stick pan, but hey, I know what I'm doing. And now it's time to try it.
And here it is. Wow. Yes, that's the smell of home. Let's have a taste. Yeah. Now to remember it. So, thank you for joining me. Enjoy your meal.
As always, I'll thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe if you like the content like so, or stay until the end now that I'm gonna release the ingredient card. Here we go, it's appearing now. Thank you guys, have a good day, goodbye.